What's up, guys? Good morning, good morning. What's up, what's up? How you doing, how you doing? All right, so it's 9:25. It's a little on the later side here. And there's three stocks that I'm watching. One very closely, and that is BDRX. I'm hoping this one can continue to the upside and give us a nice uptrend. So there's FRGT, BDRX, and BOF, potential continuation name. Those are the top three, but BDRX in particular is the one I'll be watching into the open. For those of you tuning in on Discord, what's up? What's up? Good morning. Looks like we got a full house. Likewise, for those people tuning in on YouTube, be sure to hit that thumbs up. So BDRX, nice move up 122%, 17 million shares of volume. Right now, we got a pre-market high at 173. Doesn't look too bad. We've had the low of the pullback around 53. And right now we're consolidating in between those levels. Looking at the daily chart, we had a big candle going back to March 28 up there at $2. We had 88 million shares of volume that day. So I'd hope that we can get back over 2. And if we do, we might have some room to the upside all the way to 270. So this could be pretty interesting. Yeah. If this gets over 2, can we see 225, 250, perhaps 275? So I'd love to see a continued uptrend on this stock. If we can get a continued uptrend, that can be pretty good. I'm going to start my screen recording and then get ready for the open here. So BDRX, what will it be? BOF, on the other hand, I'm interested over yesterday's high, which I believe was around 217. We're kind of at that level, or let's say even above that level right now. So depending on how the volume gets into this one, we'll see. Pre-market high today is at 257. That's BOF. Definitely one I want to keep an eye on. FRGT, I don't really know for sure if it'll give a nice move. It's only up 22%, but there's 10 million shares of volume. 144 was today's high, but right now we are selling off. So we'll see if it's able to bounce up off of yesterday's highs, which we're in proximity of right now. Or yesterday's closing price, I should say. All right, so we'll see what it does. FRGT. So with a couple seconds to the opening bell, as usual, I'm looking forward to being disciplined, looking forward to being reactive. Maybe today is a hot day. I would love it to be, but looking forward to being reactive. Whatever the market is going to give us, I want to look to, find the opportunities and be disciplined, right? Risk management is always key. So let's manage risk and let's have some fun. And also remember that day trading is risky business, all right? You got to take it slow. Regardless of where you are in your career, you have to manage risk. So if you're new, definitely, consider that smaller share size or the simulators. So there's the opening bell. There's a few buyers, 65. Can we hold? Not quite. There's 60. I'm not super interested in throwing out super early trades, so I'm kind of just watching. 72 though for the highs. Low 59. Tight stop here. 66. Only 2 cents. Small size. I'm in kind of late here. But can we see 65 again? 67. No fill on the ask right there. At 65. Should have marked it out, but yeah, small range, tight range, small size. I'll give it a couple minutes. Maybe we get a red to green. And I'm up here every day, and it's like I can't breathe. It's just crazy. BOF starting to move. BOF. I hope I'm not jumping the gun on this stock. Don't want to be too aggressive early here, but watching BOF to see if we can get a continued push. BDRX, okay, there's the red to green over 64. I'm gonna miss it. Oh, you look away for 1 second. You see what we're dealing with right now? This is the nonsense we're dealing with. And this is the difference with a cold market and a hot market. Was there an opportunity there? Of course there was. Over 64, we ripped up to 74, 10 cents. If you're in a couple thousand shares, right, maybe you made 2, 3, 4, 500 bucks. But instead of the stock holding up mid 60s, low 70s, and looking to continue higher, 30 seconds later we're halted down. I tell you. I'm watching BOF here. Let's see if this does continue. I need to see more buyers coming in. More buyers. Okay, 49. Perhaps I look to get back in over 49. There's a few sellers there. I'll pull it up on the main screen here in a sec. Perhaps a dip can work as well. FRGT seems to be moving up. By the way, I do like the dip for BDRX. Right now I'm watching BOF, the one I'm watching at. I do like the resumption dip trade for BDRX. I think it's a little extended to the downside after that move up and false breakout, so I'll watch. Oh, I wanted to add aggressively there. Can we hold? Seems like it's struggling. It was worth a shot. See, and yeah, this is what we're dealing with. Do I want to shut it down now and get out of here? This is the question I'm asking myself super early. I was changing my share size to add aggressively at 49, but it was too late. My goal was to add 49, sell above the level of the entire thing. I kind of botched the trade. So resumption time will be 37.55 for BDRX. I think there was one stock closer to $100. FRGT seems to be moving a little bit. $37.55 for resumption BDRX. The sentiment is weak, so I would want to watch out for it, not going as much as it could in terms of a bounce. Maybe it even flushes out some more. All right, resumption coming up. At this rate, I really should have been on this vacation, man. This market is not worth being around for, which is crazy to say. I could have been in South America right now. There it is. Scratch trade. It better not flush down here. There's so much red printing. I'll try again. And it's just coming down. It's a lot of selling. I was watching back some film from February. Watching back some film from February, you wouldn't even be able to recognize this as the same stock market. I think when we get another month like that, we should be able to do better. Because I'm watching back at the share size that I'm using, and I'm like, man, I could have been in way more aggressive. Like I could have been in with twice the size aggressive. And we know that's not just only twice the size of the day, because it's exponential, right? FRGT. There's a small bid here, 20. I'm watching it, this one down here. Perhaps I need to hold a little longer. We'll see. FRGT. Can we see a bounce back up over time? I have to take some massive size on this too. 19. seems to be struggling just a little bit. BDRX is still sideways. This topping wick does not look good on the 5, I will say. So maybe not even a small bounce. Maybe it does continue lower. We'll see. 33 was the low for BDRX. A scratch trade, man. A scratch trade is anything below 400 bucks for me. Scratch trade. Let's not try it. BOF, man. Tell you. BDRX, the bear flag is flagging. We'd want to see it over 50 if it's any good. What are we trading? This is absolute madness. We gotta survive until we can thrive once again. I'm gonna keep an eye on BDRX for now. A lot of volume, but then no move here. FRGT, once I saw the 5-minute candlestick, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to touch that one. Should have looked at it sooner. Just a big rejection candle, which means the dip's probably not going to have a chance of bouncing, not even a small bounce. BDRX also seems weak, but might have the best odds of bouncing. NIVF, okay, definitely worth looking at. This one was from a few days ago. There's a small bid. I'm just gonna throw out an order right away. Let's see if it does bounce. 84. Come on. It's coming down. Those shares are getting filled. Oh, 77. Still coming down. This one seems a little bit better though. Better pattern. Uptrending. Daily candles look decent. Much better to look at versus the other ones. Am I too soon here? I might be. Let's wait. And let me prepare for this stock in case it happens to do anything good. Need to be ready. What's the height? 88. Okay, cool. The last 5 minute candle was fairly healthy. Now that's a good move. Perhaps it continues. Not quite. So 86. Let's see. Let's see how this does. This one is showing some life here. We're still seeing a lot of buying here. Small seller at 91. Those shares are going to be bought up. Not bad. Small seller at 92, 20,000. Seems to be having some trouble up here. These stocks are these stocks. That trade was going to be a good trade. It's the red's still printing. That's been happening quite a lot these last couple of days where I'm buying a dip, but there's so much selling still coming in. But it does bounce still. High of the last is 92. We need to push through. We got to push through this level here. All right, let's see how it does. 95. A lot of green. 95, 96. Still nothing. So the breakouts here for small moves up, not doing much, which is okay. And it's seeming more grindy here too. So perhaps, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. So it's back down from 96. You know, a whopping 4 cent breakout. The candle on the 5 still looks good. It seems like we're getting a 5-minute pullback here. It's recovered nicely. We'll see if the 1-minute candle is able to make the new high eventually. Can the 1-minute candle make the new high here? There's 88. It's nothing like seeing green on the tape and nothing happened. It needs to go through 94 here if it's to be any good. I kind of want to use size because that's the only way I'm going to make any money. Like I'll have to use real size, but then there's also going to be risk, and the stock is not that strong, all things considered. I'll give it a sec. 92. I'll give it a sec here. I'll give it a sec. See what it does. If we can get a high hold at this area, it would be great. The new 5-minute candle is less than 2 minutes out. That way the new 5-minute candle can rip over 95 for that new high. Perhaps I try again. It should have went right there. Like it had so much volume. There's a big hidden seller up there. Yeah, early. 86, 85. Yesterday, what we saw on stocks like this is like from 88, we'll just teleport down to 74. We need this one to at least just hold up. Worst case scenario, if we can just hold up our levels. I'm going to add aggressively here if it goes. Where are those bulls? Come on. Talk to me nicely. I got big boy size waiting over 94 if the stock wants to give us a treat. Where are those bulls? I need to see a more aggressive move here. I'll wait. Time 56. The candle's still young, so we can still attempt it 2 more times. But we need to go before this candle closes would be ideal. Right at the level here. It needs to keep going. Good, good. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Can we see the move? KB. All right. At long last, we're getting a move that's somewhat holding up. And is that worth 8,000 shares like I just took? Probably not. It went up from 90, 97, 96 to 03. It's like not that impressive. And it's a lot of risks. I'll give it a sec here. Perhaps it comes down. 90, 98. Okay, maybe not. I'll take a 1 tight stop. Can we push through? I'll be active here. All right. Okay, 6. Can we see 6, 7? Seems to be churning a little bit. So maybe it holds up this 95 area and then gradually goes higher. I'd love to see a sharp pullback, but doesn't seem like we're getting that. It's struggling up there at 5. Come on, talk to us nicely here. Not sell off. What are we doing here? All right, I'll take some losses. 88, man. That was kind of low. It's gonna be a good dip. I'm in at 94, 5,000. It's just way too high. Did not expect below 95 early. Well, that's okay. It's gonna pull right back into that previous trend line I had, which is all right. You just got to do a better job anticipating that type of entry. Not good, not good, not good to misread that. Well, perhaps we see some scalp trades going back up. Seven, eight losing trades in a row. Lovely. The highs are at 06, 07. Can we not post nonsense in the chat, please? BOF. BOF. Where are we at? Doesn't look so great. We'll need some more volume. And IVF, I'll keep watching this one. I think we can see 215, 220, but it might take some time. Can we push through? Can we push through? Okay. 92, 93 for the lows. 93. Aggressive move back up. The issue with getting back in there is that's it kind of comes down pretty sudden, and the bounce is immediate. Or else I try for 94. Waiting patiently. I guess I gave back so much money already. Those just losing trades, losing trades. I gotta watch myself here because we were green. I think 500 bucks. Ay, 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 ay. How many days and weeks will it be? I wonder. Hopefully next month, if it's slow like this, there just needs to be 2 or 3 hot days. That's all I ask. If we can get 2 to 3 hot days, that's all I will need. Sometimes though, those hot days are hard to come by. Gonna watch every single dip here today. These hot days are hard to come by in these slower markets, so sometimes it's a little tricky. As we're bleeding out here, slowly, trade after trade. I really should take this as the 5 minute setup rather than even looking to scalp anything, is what I should be doing. Just buy in at the low is what I should have been doing with a stop in place. But I'm taking it as a scalp, and I'm kind of in and out too many times in the area. I gotta make up my mind early. And I'd have a tight stop, but other people are probably in since 170, just kind of still watching what this thing is doing. BOF. There's some early traders who are like taking these stocks. BOF is giving a nice move here. There's a bid at 59. The high was 72. Hidden sellers, I tell you. Come on, over 64. Such a nonsense stock. Over 64, and we're not ripping. I'll try again. Watching BOF. The high's at 72. I want to see over 64. So NIVF curled up nicely from 88. That's a good move. As mentioned, it would have been better perhaps for me to be in low and putting a stop in place rather than to be scalping like a madman. Nice 10 cents back up. This other one here though seems to be having a hard time. $13, $15. Well, that trade would have paid off extremely well. Being in low and just holding longer. High is at 18. This other one got over 64, but it's still struggling. So NIVF. Is it worth it here for a new high of day? Perhaps. I'll be watching. I wonder if the breakout over 10 would have been good. I saw a 14, 15 area, but kind of was watching the other one. A little hard to tell if it was a smooth move. Come on down. The price is right. Yeah, that's a good point. Uh, the daily goal, the daily goal is a tricky thing, right? If I stuck to my average of what I was doing, I'd be going insane right now. From 2,000 bucks a day to the gallows. It's fighting, but it's also not going. Perhaps it tries again. Mm, 94, 24. We gotta push through though. We gotta push all the way through if this is to be any good. I might ease off. It's kind of taking too long, but good attempt. Still here. Still fighting. Can we see 25, 26, 27? It's a fight for every penny. You really, when again, watching film yesterday from February, you wouldn't even believe that this is, like this is a strong stock today. This stock right here, up 70%, 27 million shares of volume. If you to compare this with one of those hot stocks from that month, this wouldn't even stand it. You wouldn't even look at this as something. But that's where the adjustment is required, right? So you understand the difference in the market, the difference in temperature. You adjust the expectation. You size down whatever you have to do to keep your head above water. But those stocks, man, it's pretty encouraging, really. Like going back and watching that stuff and like seeing the size that I'm using and the size that I could use. I mean, some of these stocks, it's like they're just going. They're the thing is the thing opens up from the open. It just goes up $1 a share, maybe pulls back 30 cents, and then it just keeps going. Just keeps going. Goes all the way $3 a share in like a minute or two, and then halts up, resumes, dips, rips up another $2 a share. You traveled $5 a share, in 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Where a stock like this, it's just a cent at a time. But that longer hold, and this is where you can still do well, right? The longer hold down there, uh, into the pullback at 88, would have resulted into something, right? A couple minutes later. It's in a big place right now. If we can push through 25, perhaps we can see 32, 34. There's 28, but it needs to hold up. And it needs to keep fighting. I haven't done a recap in like a week and a half or 2 weeks because it's been so slow. This 5 minute candle is young, but I'd prefer to see it not close below 16. We'll see how that does over the next few minutes. If this stock somehow starts to accelerate like a hot stock, I would size up aggressively. But that's very long shot, and I would only do that under a very specific circumstance. Like this just teleports up to 40 and starts to go crazy. About 2 minutes, 10 seconds to the new 5 minute candle. We are somewhat extended though off of that last move, so I always want to be careful in case a pullback comes in. It's like it would not come down there. It might go lower though. We'll see. I'll wait. I want to be careful of a bigger pullback here. What? Seems like we are getting that extended pullback. I I don't think we're on backside yet though. I'd say I don't think so. 8, 9, 10, 12. The height of the current 5-minute candle is 20. This is an aggressive red to green actually here. Not as gradual as I would have thought. Not so great fill, but okay. Will we continue with this aggression? The fills are slow. Yeah, I got filled 14. Okay, cool. It's good that this strategy still will work in this this nonsense of a market, but for what I do to excel, I need a lot of volatility. Like I need this stock to be going up and down like it's on steroids. It doesn't need to be a huge range per se. Like the bigger the range, the better it could be, and the tighter the spreads. But even if this is like going up and down like fairly quickly, and even if it's like 6 cents or let's say like 7 cents, like a 7 cent range, but it's aggressive and moving fast. Like if we're seeing that, I can do much better in terms of the quick price action, aggressive hyper scalping trades. But these stocks like this definitely sometimes require that bigger picture move and that longer hold time. So, being accurate with the 5 minute setup can be pretty rewarding for me here on these types of stocks. The trade I took at 14 was a good trade, although I got a high fill. I needed to be in holding that trade here, selling right now, still holding like 500. That was the plan, but I kind of got in a little high and kind of lost lost a little confidence. But ideally, I would have sold 2,500 shares around this area and holding 500, just waiting to see what it does. And being that I'm out, I mean, I would have been out anyways, but I'm going to look to buy back over the high if it goes here. But it needs to show me some aggression. See, like, we go to 26 and it's back to 22. So maybe it's not ready yet. You see, it just also it's why it's good to start trade. It's actually not a bad thing if you start trading in a cold market, because when you get used to that hot market, it's like you can be like a spoiled kid, You just expect an instant move every time, and that's just not the case. So you definitely got to be patient. I'm doing a little too much antics here myself. Too much shrugging of the shoulders and shaking of the head. Not necessary. This is just what it is. All of that is frustration from not getting an instant move. But frustration isn't going to do me or anybody else any good. 2 cents out of a 9 cent pop. Not great. Should have sold the ask. It's a lot of red. Didn't drop down though. I'll wait. I wonder how many orders I took here so far. Oh, 29, 28, 28. This is not a great trade. Should have avoided that trade there. 28. It still looks pretty bullish. But the way how it pulls back is just, a little tricky to be in and be in properly. Again, it's not as volatile as I would like. So once it comes down, it's not as clear if we're holding. And then there's even times where the red stops printing, it still goes lower. But it still looks pretty bullish on the 5. Honestly, I could hold some of these trades longer. I mean, a couple of cents is never a bad thing. Like, every 2 cents is $50. It's added up to 500. But I could definitely hold some better entries longer once I get those better fills. I think it still looks good. The candle closed, but I think it still looks good. That gives us a low point. See if it continues. 295. 280 and 295 is the target here for this stock right now on the daily chart. Can we get up to 295? So if we can see another 10-15 cent breakout over 35, that can, get us closer to 50, and then we'll see what it does from there. Perhaps I sold that too soon. It looks like I did. Waiting. The 1 minute candle hasn't made the new high in a while. Can we see it? $29, $30, $31, 17,000 share seller, $32. We only bought up 4,000 shares. I still want to be careful of a 5 minute pullback, but I'm willing to take the 1 minute dip if it shows me a good sign here. We need to break over 31 and 32. 32, 14,000 share seller sitting there. I wouldn't even mind adding if it's good enough, although it's a higher risk trade to take. Selling the rest scratch, waiting. Good hold. We're still in the consolidation though, still in the consolidation. I think I'll wait for it to get over 32 here. You know, some people might not agree with how fast I sell. And you know, they might say it's even premature in some areas. But it's also part of the system in keeping the losses so small. A lot of days when I get when I a lot of days, you know, when I give the stocks a chance, you can get blazed, you know, like that. It's like, hey, I'll give it a chance here at 25, but then it teleports down 6 cents and I'm getting slippage where I should be stopping out at 25. So 19 for the low right there. Oh, it's a good bounce, a good bounce. I did not expect that type of red to green, or I would have been in at 20. I had the chance to buy. This was not aggressive there. It needs to rip right through. It needs to rip right through. 32. Hindsight 2020. I thought we would have lingered a little longer down there, you know? That's kind of what we've been seeing. It hasn't really been super instant in most of the areas. And I was even starting to think more of a 5 minute pullback as well. So it's a big level here, but we need to get over 32 and we need candles to close above 32. Got some people saying 260 is a potential, as potential. It's kind of having more range here, which is interesting out of the blue. 22 back to 27 in just one burst of green on the tape. We better not see a flush. This has been the trend, right? This stock here is the trend right now. Every day, the last couple of over the last like 2 weeks, there's been a stock around, let's say, like 150 to $3. That's been giving like a slow, gradual move throughout the day. Some days we'll get like a Sizu. Some days we'll get like a Sizu or something else, but it seems like this has been like the most consistent price range the last 2 weeks. Slower grinding move. I want to be very careful here in case it flushes down a little bit. I'm willing to avoid anything here actually for now. I'll give it a sec. It needs to prove to me that it's not selling off. And then perhaps I can try again. Ay, ay, ay. Day trading. Day trading. We would not have wanted it any other way. All this preparation for the next hot market. I'm smiling. I'm feeling good. Feeling ready. So that once the next stock at $15 starts to move and I can use 10,000 shares and just go crazy. I can already see it, I'm telling you guys, there's gonna be $100,000 day. I can see it as clear as crystal clear right now. And it is coming, and it is coming as fast as it can. I will be here and I will be ready. I will manage risk. I'll take some losses along the way, but it'll be business as usual. Not loving the range here to the downside. I think we still look pretty bullish. The new 5-minute candle is about 2.5 minutes out. I think it still looks decent. Perhaps I take the next entry with some smaller size, look to hold a little longer here. Still thinking we look decent, so I'm going to start to watch if I get another chance. I'm going to be in, like seasoning. Waiting. Small size. And hopefully we can see another nice curl back up. The last two times it was pretty aggressive actually. You got to be careful with the third time though. Sometimes the third time will go to the depths. So I'll be in with small size if I get the opportunity. And tight stops. Reasonable stops. How well can we do versus this double bottom here? This is where I want to see a lot of green hitting the tape. Buying above the ask and us getting over 17, 18. If not, I'll re-average. There's 12. I just want to be careful of it flushing out, you know, that's the main thing. I don't mind a couple cents. It seems to be having some trouble though. We're not seeing as much buying as I would like to see here in this type of area. Because not so long ago we were seeing an aggressive, you know, hey, 15 right back up to 20. It's like slowing down. Gotta wait for volume. Will the volume come up or down? Is this no man's land? Oh, that was an accident. Is this the backside? Crap. Brother. Not good. What time is it? It's 10:50. Classic. Classic fashion. Classic. Fat finger right there. Well, in my mind, I'll still be in this trade. We'll see how far it goes. The stop would have still been right there, though, like 11, 12, because, you know, we're already so low. But let's see. What is this? What will this do? I really would love to see us get back to 25, 30, but it needs to get over 22 for the 5-minute candle to make the new high. We need to see that volume getting back in there, preferably sooner than later, because we're still not seeing the volume yet. Not out of the woods. Not out of the woods. Needs to get over 22. There's 3 minutes left in this 5-minute candle. Well, for missing this move here, to be honest, this is not awful. It's not bad. This was the real move, and we're watching the other stock. The moment you look away, I tell you. But I still think the longer hold time here was the better option. It's still alive. As long as it holds up these lows here, it's still alive. Well, we got to start the uptrend and get the volume back in there. Will we hold up? Will we hold up these lows? I think I'm going to shut it down if it sells off here. If this sells off below, like, oh, I mean, even 10 really with like high volume. If the volume comes into the downside, I am out. I probably would have stopped out if I was still in anything right there, 10. More than likely. Break even stop. Is it on the backside? It's always a valid question to ask. I mean, I still think it looks good, but you know, sometimes it can look good and still sell off. We've seen that multiple times. ELWS, can we see a halt up at 114? Moving up a little bit. Break of $1. Break over after our highs. But it is spready. 1 by 105 is massive for this type of price range. So I will not be getting involved unless this gets halted up. Even then, small size. Abdul, I don't know if that's the right mindset. In fact, it's not the right mindset. Who else is red on BDRX makes me feel better. That's not the right mindset. Doesn't matter who's red, doesn't matter who's green. The main thing is for all of us really to look to progress and be better. To give ourselves the best odds. Whether somebody else is red, green, anything else, doesn't matter. There's always going to be somebody who's green. There's always going to be somebody who's red on the same stock. The key is, where are we and how well can we manage risk? How disciplined can we be towards our entries, our setups? April, May, June, July, August. The year's going pretty quick. Yeah, this thing is just sideways here and the volume is non-existent. I despise this type of stuff like this. It's like there's no volume in the stock anymore. Where's the liquidity? This is where I start to take my leave. Perhaps it curls back up, but I'd want to be careful of it selling off. $14, curling up here. Or is this just a bluff? There's sellers at 15. Is this a bluff, or can we see something here? Yep, time for me to take my leave. Small green, small green. Staying alive. Let me show you guys how these last 2 weeks are looking. Let me pull out my trader view. I did import yesterday because I myself was curious. I mean, what a disaster. It's good. It's great. I'm a little dramatic on how I talk, but it's been great that I've been managing risk and not being very red. But still, you know, again, you'd love to be green every single day, big green. But we understand that that's not realistic. I'll import for today too. Hold on, let's grab. I think I'm done, so I'll just import now. Documents, save, import. Relentless trading documents. Da, 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 da. Let me go to single screen. April 1st. Calendar. This is the month. Look at week 3 and look at week 4. Just to, like even week 2 in comparison, I've been averaging anywhere from like 4 to like 16,000 a week on average, like anywhere in that range. So this is definitely not great, but I'm staying afloat. That's the main thing, right? Staying sideways, keeping my head above water. It's like days like yesterday. Could I have ended green and came back and traded something? But it doesn't matter. Like this doesn't. Even if I finish the day up $100, 200, 300, it needs to make sense. If I'm trading here, it needs to make sense. I can't just come back for the sake of a day ending green. That stuff like that is nonsense. I need to be, if I'm here trading, it must mean because there's a hot stock moving, giving great opportunities, giving great moves. Forget about, even if all these days are red days and I'm down $1, like it doesn't matter. What matters is the risk management. As NIVF seems to be curling up a little bit, back over 14, now at 20. So slower, you know, quarter here, right? Beginning of Q2, as we know, higher for longer. The overall market does affect us, right? Of course, a little bit more than we realize sometimes, but yeah, higher for longer. You know, just not a lot of spending and expansion in these businesses right now. So naturally, we're gonna see smaller moves as things are contracting. But the good thing about the small cap land, and even for large caps too, there's still breaking news. There's still a catalyst. NIVF and all these other stocks today, BDRX, there is still some sort of headline. And if one of these companies comes out with a cure for the common cold, it doesn't matter how weak the overall market is unless we're literally crashing. But if someone comes out with a cure for common cold right now, the company's still going to do well, right? That headline is just too good to not get attention. So there'll still be opportunities. That's the good thing. So the main thing is for us to continue to manage risk and be disciplined and be patient, right? Once we can do that, we'll stand a good chance here of doing well. So there's 2 days left in the month. We will see. I mean, the month literally has just been what, 2 days? These 2 days. I mean, this is my thing. Like, if next month is slow like this, if we can just see one day, really, like that's if we can get one hot day, that's all. That's all that we'll need to get a decent month. That I do. It might sound crazy, but honestly, it's pretty reassuring to know that if there's just one hot day in the month, that can literally make the month a good month, especially for managing risk very well. All right, I think this is this guy, John B, I tell you, man. I think this will do it for us here today. We're out like out. It's been a decent month. It's been a decent year so far. And we're just gonna continue day by day, one day at a time. Slow. Is it slowest is the fastest way. Win loss versus days. Our percentages have definitely dropped down a little bit, but that's all right. I mean, this is such a massive improvement just versus last year. It's really impressive. I think I can do better. I think I can do better in the next hot market. These cold times I don't even care about. The next hot market, man. The next hot market, I think I can maybe even double the numbers again. I think it's possible for me to double the numbers again. I'll be ready, man. I'll be ready. I'll make sure that I'm ready. I'm going to continue to study up during these times and just program and remind my mind of what it looks like and what needs to be done to do well. And just embrace the volatility and trust the sense of familiarity. Although I'm butchering that word a little bit, but it's going to be very familiar, the sensation and the feeling and the momentum, the price action. The moment the fires turn back on is the moment I need to get aggressive and get more aggressive than I've ever been before. And I can see that there's room for me to be more aggressive. So it's not like I'm just, imagining and fantasizing here. I can see it. I can see it so clearly. And if we can see it in our mind, we can hold it in our hands. And so pretty soon, all of this is a part of the process. I don't really look at it anymore as like trying to make money. Can I be my best self? Can I be the best version? Can I be the most refined version of myself? And as long as I can see that there's room for growth, then I will chase it down. I will chase it down like Freddy is chasing those people in those movies, man. I'll chase it down and I'll acquire it. And that's what I like to call greatness. And so I'm not chasing money and I'm not chasing candlesticks. I'm chasing greatness. And the time is going to come once again. For those of you who are here and who will be here, you guys will see. Because I'm going to be doing this live every day. You guys will see this, man. You know, assuming assuming there's no crazy changes, because there's, I mean, even then we'll look to adjust, but you know, there can be changes, right? Whether on the regulatory level, the broker levels, but you know, for now, this is our reality. This is what we have in front of us, and we're gonna look to make use of what we have. So I'm looking forward to the opportunities always. So with that being said, I'm out of here. I'm out like salt. Take it easy. Stay safe, stay green. How do I study? I review my live trading. I review my live trading. For me, is one of the best ways to study. I record my screen every day, and I go back and watch over the videos. And I think that's really the best way to study. Softwares like this does help, whether you're using this one or maybe like Excel or something else. Softwares do definitely help when it comes to tracking your data. But reviewing the footage for me is the best way to study. Watching back at all the key areas, seeing where I need to improve, seeing what I did well, seeing what seeing where I need to make adjustments. That's the key for me. You know, that's the key for me. So I'll be looking forward to the opportunities. Yeah, I'm out of here. Take care, stay safe, stay green. It's been Relentless Trader. It's been a good one. And I am, of course, signing out. Hit that thumbs up on the way out if you have not already. All right, check out those links down below. By the way, actually, this is not a bad time. I almost forgot. How many people do we have? 346. I guess I'll do it again tomorrow or Monday. I have to remember to do it on Monday. There's been some changes that we've made to the course website. All right, so for those of you who are familiar with gold, gold is essentially now diamond, right? So we've made some updates to the layout. Just so no one is confused, right? We can take a look at the website now, the updated version. As you guys come on down to the description and the diagram. Can we zoom in? Can I get a better zoom? Okay, there we go. As you guys come on down to the diagram, silver, first and foremost, is no longer free. We used to give out silver for free. It's like a basics course, just, you know, the very, very basics of what we would do and, you know, what's included in our curriculum. Now we're going to charge a very small amount for that, right? We did give it away for free for some time. And, you know, we do, in some ways, we do want to give back to the audience, right? And so for those people who are newer to the channel, you know, maybe they're not sure about what we're doing here. Hey, you know, hey, check it out. I think we had used coupon code like subscriber. We had like 500 people or something like that. Like, yeah, I think like 500 people or maybe a little more that checked it out and, like, you know, was kind of interested in what was going on there. So yeah, we gave that out, you know, just so people can have a bit of an inside look. The first few chapters, especially if you're a newer trader, right? Pretty helpful. But yeah, now we're gonna do gold as a one-time purchase for those people who, you know, are not interested in the full commitment, right? But they want a sufficient amount of the chapters and something to be able to get them off the ground and running, but also not interested in, you know, the one-on-one mentorships, the archives. Because some people, they just want the, you know, they want some meat and potatoes, but not the full course meal, you know, with the desserts and everything else. So, you know, this is here, and it's just, this one is going to be one time. So for the people who are not interested in a subscription, you know, we'll have this. And of course, we still have Triad and Tim doing their thing as well. And then now, what was gold is now diamond, right? So yeah, just so that there's no confusion on what's going on, right? The diamond will include everything, of course, every single thing that we offer for those people who, you know, want the full on course. So yeah, shout out to the team, shout out to the guys. It's been a good year so far. We're gonna keep studying, working, grinding, growing. The next day trading team house meetup is definitely already planned. In fact, the next day trading team house, we've already took care of every, let's say not every, but 90% of the back end. We haven't started the promotion yet, but of course we're going to be spinning the wheel again for another lucky student. This is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. I'm not going to say anything about the location. I'm not going to say anything about the dates. That will all come over time, but it'll be a full week. You know, the New York trip was great, but you know, we didn't get that full week. We only had about 4 days. This time we'll be doing Saturday to Saturday, just like the Vegas trip. And you guys all know how great of an experience that was. So I think this one is going to be even better. The Vegas trip we did have Traders for a Cause, which was a great you know, seminar slash, you know, charity event. You know, I mean, it was in Vegas, so there was some gambling involved there, right? When it comes to like playing poker and meeting all these people. I mean, they did a great job with that, right? So shout out to Traders for a Cause. Perhaps we go back to that again this year. I don't know for sure, but maybe. But I think this trip, man, I think this trip will definitely uh, be better. It'll be better. I think it'll be better. The place that we're gonna go is like, it's insane. Right now, we're in the process of planning some activities. But anyhow, stay safe, stay green, stay disciplined. For those of you going all the way till 4 p.m. I have a very long to-do list here. I have like 20 different things on my to-do list. I got this little notebook. So it's time to get down to business. The first thing that I got to do, let's see. All right. I got some business things and I got some personal things. One of the personal things I got to deal with, I got to go call Easy Pass. I got to go call Easy Pass right now and start checking off these items. In the next 2 hours, I need to at least complete 50% of these tasks. I gotta go see my accountant again. This stuff is just ridiculous, man. Brother. Hopefully I can go today because it's the 25th, which is not good. So stay safe, stay green. I'll catch you guys in the next one. It's been Relentless Trader, and I am, of course, signing out. Hit that thumbs up on the way out. Hit that